Hello, everyone, and welcome to my science fair project presentation. And my title for my science fair project is How to Utilize the Effectiveness of the Face Mask. So, during this time of COVID-19 pandemic, scientists and researchers around the globe are trying to find a vaccine for the disease. Right now, what people can do to prevent the increasing amount of infected people is to wear face masks. Wearing a face mask alone is not enough, though. However, preventative methods such as washing hands, social distancing, or self quarantine are required to stop the continuous trend of infections. So, according to George Alba, an MD, the COVID-19 pandemic still needs further research on how precisely the virus is being transmitted. There are two possibilities: droplets and aerosols transmissions. The difference between droplets and aerosols is that droplets are large particles of liquid which falls quickly after travel about 1 to 5 feet, while the aerosols are extremely small and light so that they can stay in the air for a long time. So the COVID-19 infection can be transmitted through these two possibilities. As the result, here, how far can airborne viruses travel? Um, from coughing itself, it can travel 1 to 5 feet, sneezing 8 to 15 feet, singing or talking 1 to 3 feet, mouth breathing is 1 to 3 feet, diarrhea is more than 5 feet. So the World Health Organization or WHO, CDC, and other widely known health organizations have always been recommending people to wear face masks to prevent the spread of the small particles from breathing transmission. So during this situation, there are three types of masks that can be used. These masks includes N95 mask, surgical mask, and cloth mask. So these are the examples for it. Um, According to Lisa Lockhart Maragakis, an MD, an MPH, N95 masks are also called respirators. They can prevent exposure to tiny droplets or aerosols from entering or leaving the mask because the way they are made are custom fit, so that it covers and leaves no gaps around the mouth and nose. Surgical and cloth masks are similar to N95 in terms of layer of protection. They all consist of several layers of electrostatic that filters out particles, as this result mentioned. They are, however, they are different in terms of materials and are using and the custom fit. Both surgical and closed mag are not made for custom fit, and that's why they both have small gaps on the sides of the mask. Therefore, in terms of effectiveness against droplets, N95 mask is way better than surgical and cloth masks, even though they work similarly. Nevertheless, the World Health Organization and CDC suggest countries and the people to avoid wearing or buying too much N95 mask or surgical mask due to their limited numbers. Right now, since scientists and researchers haven't come up with the vaccines of COVID-19, and health workers such as doctors and nurses and other health takers are facing bigger risks than us since they are treating sick patients with COVID-19 every day. With the limited number of N95 masks, N95s and surgical masks, we should avoid wearing or buying those masks so that the health takers can do their job safely. It's true that cloth mask is somewhat less effective than other type of mask, but right now, the era of the future, people came up with custom-made cloth mask that can rival the effectiveness of N95s and surgical masks. There are other advantages of wearing cloth masks. First, they can be made custom fit and they can cover gaps as much as possible, the same as N95s. Second, they are washable and reusable. With a proper wash, they can work effectively as they were new. Lastly, We can choose and research for for the best materials which allows us to breathe freely, but at the same time filters out small particles in the air. Examples of good cloth materials include cotton, fiber, silk, flannel, and more. These materials are made with a very small gaps so that they are breathable and can filter out small particles. Unfortunately, wearing only a mask is not suffice to avoid us from getting infected. Wearing a mask and learn how to wear properly is only the first step to completely avoid the virus infection. Therefore, there are other measures that we can adopt in order to utilize the effectiveness of wearing a mask. This method includes washing hands properly, social distancing, and other hygiene methods. Washing hands with soap, according to a study by Harvard students, and here's their result. Explain how the non-polar molecules of the soap are attached to dirt and particles on our skin and lifted up from the skin by the polar molecule of the soap and get flushed by the water. As for social distancing or self-quarantine, so countries all over the world are adopting this method to decrease the spread of aerosols. Because as we mentioned that this is how far they can travel. So with social distancing and separating ourselves from getting near to people, um, it can reduce the number of droplets being transmitted to each other. Um, as we can see in some countries such as China, they have flattened the curve of infection because of the strict rule of hygiene and social distancing and quarantine, which utilizes the effectiveness of face mask. So we people right now, what we can do is to take care of hygiene and adopt these methods. Wearing a mask. Whenever you want to eat, you need to wash your hands, or after you touch things, you need to wash your hands, and you prevent yourself from touching your face because that's where the infection can came from. So everyone, teachers and students, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy my presentation, and I'll see you soon. Bye.